No, yeah, you see, I did make friends at uni. I made more friends at uni than I did at school.
100% you did.
Because you are my only friend from school.
Yeah, you've got a big friendship group from uni. Or you did have.
Yes, yeah, I definitely keep in contact with more people.
Definitely.
100%.
Definitely. Whereas I didn't. Because I moved into a flat in first. Maybe this is the episode now. Maybe we've started. I don't know if this is Patreon or what it is. We'll find out.
We could always do one of those things where we do the intro and then it cuts to us talking.
Yeah. Or you know what Joe Rogan does? Have you ever listened to Joe Rogan?
No.
I don't listen to it regularly, but I've listened to like when there's someone on that I want to listen to. They just start. There's no intro. They'll just start an episode and they're just talking. So maybe that's what we've done here. There's not an intro to this. We've just started a conversation. We don't know when the episode has started. That's weird.
Is that our new season 2 thing?
Oh, where we just dive straight in and we're not even introing it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Test
See
it.
what-
If
we'll
you
test
if
it
you
for this
agree,
one.
if you like this, hands up if you missed the intro.
The thing is, I actually don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
But I think we should do it for this one episode as a joke, just to see what happens. At the start of a new series, we're not even bothering saying hello to people.
God, I hate that.
That's so
it
annoying.
actually makes
No, we'll do an
me
intro.
feel
We'll
sad.
do an intro.
This
'cause it
can be the
annoys
intro.
me.
We can start talking, have this conversation, then do the intro and start the episode.
Yes.
So we
this
get a
is
mixture of the two.
Okay, right, so. What was I saying? About my uni flat. I moved into a flat in the first year of uni.
Yes.
It feels so weird I've not said hello to them. I'm resisting
We're just
the
there like,
urge.
hello. Hi.
Feels like you shouldn't be listening to this. We haven't started
Yeah,
yet.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Stop listening to us.
I moved into a
Freaks.
flat,
Go
first
on.
year of uni.
There's someone
And
listening to us. Karen.
no disrespect.
Someone-
Don't look at
There's
them.
someone over
Don't
there
look at them.
listening to our conversation.
Don't. It's a private conversation.
God,
Every time we have a
fucking
private
freaks.
conversation, we set up a camera and lights and a microphone. And then we just delete the footage afterwards.
We do. Get rid. Gone.
Can I just tell this
Sorry,
story?
you moved into a flat.
It's not even that good now. It's not even that good of a story. I moved
can't
into
tell
a
it then.
flat.
Go on.
I moved into a flat, first year of uni, student
Sorry,
accommodation.
can I just ask? Did you move into a flat?
This is the start of a new series. This is the start of a new series. The people have been waiting months.
People with capital letters.
The person who listens has been waiting months for this.
Go on.
And then we can't even be bothered to say hello. We're interrupting each other. This is the most chaotic start of an episode. And it's the start of a series.
It's amazing, though.
Start as we need to go on. Right.
Okay.
I moved into a flat, student accommodation in the first year of uni. Yeah. And I didn't really get on with the people that well.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
relate.
the end of the story.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, but like, I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't bond, I didn't click, I didn't
Yeah.
gel, I didn't weld, I didn't fuse, I didn't meld with them great, you know?
God.
And so,
Join.
you know, I moved in like, what, the September, just kind
Yeah.
of normal time. By the December, I was pretty much moved out. Like,
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Okay.
I was pretty much gone, pretty much moved back home.
Oh, of course.
And kind of did
And,
it
like,
from home because it
commuted.
was like COVID, so a lot of it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
online.
yeah,
So it was
yeah,
like, do
yeah.
I really need to be here?
Yeah.
I'm not that far away from home anyway, just because of where I went to uni. I lived in Manchester and I went to uni in Manchester, so it was like just down the road.
Yeah.
There was no point me staying,
No.
and I just didn't really like the people that much.
Yeah,
so...
yeah, I do get that because I had the same thing. I didn't really like my flat in because I did 4 years of uni. So in my first year, which was my
All right,
foundation.
brag.
Oh yes, my brag that I wasn't good enough to get onto the 3-year first time round, so I had to do a little bit extra. Way, I'm amazing. Anyway, on my foundation, I freaking hated my flat. It was awful. And then in first year, kind of the same thing where like
One of them ended up being your boyfriend in first year, didn't they? Was that how you met?
No. I was
Oh.
basically the same thing where I was moved into this flat in September, and then someone else on my course who wasn't in my flat became my boyfriend, and I hated my flat so much that pretty much by the Christmas I'd moved in with him. So we were like two people to a room. We basically
Right.
just lived out of his room because my
Right.
flat it was just not nice. Individually, they were nice people.
Interesting.
But like together, I just didn't get on with them. I didn't have anything in common with them. It was
Yeah.
just not nice.
Yeah, very much the same. Very
But
much
then,
the
like
same
one of the
vibe with
girls
me.
from my flat in foundation, I ended up living with in first year and second year. So it's like as I say, it wasn't like individuals being horrible. It was like
as a collective, the vibe wasn't right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it was the same with me. On an individual level, I could talk to all of them. I could get on with them. I could be civil. We actually had like a phantom roommate in first year who...
Phantom roommate?
Yeah, who like, when we all moved in, there was like, let me think exactly how many there were. There were 6 rooms in this like student accommodation flat. 5 of them were occupied by me and 4 other people.
Right. Yeah.
But then there was this other room that we were like, oh, okay, maybe no one's living there. Maybe they haven't booked it out, whatever. Sometimes that happens. It's just a spare room. There was someone living there who we then occasionally saw, but they were like hardly ever there. They were like invisible. They used to like go home for long periods of time. They'd like come in. We'd like hear them in the night, like making a pot noodle or something. And then they'd like vanish into their room again. And it was like, whoa, like, who is this person? Like they lived there. We knew their name. We'd met them like once at a party. They were there once at a party. It's like, yeah, this is our flatmate. What's your name again? and then they just like vanished.
Wow.
They fully moved out. They actually fully moved out, but we never found that out. We had to find that out from like the agents, not the agency, but like the student accommodation company had to like tell us, no one lives there anymore. It's like we didn't even know that. And probably it was the same for the other flatmates as well when I moved out, just because it was like the Christmas holidays, none of them were there, so I like moved out and just never spoke to them again. So it was like from their point of view, I just vanished as well. But at least they kind of knew that I was going to go.
Wow.
It was a bit odd. The whole thing was a bit odd.
That's really strange. I find student accommodation in general very strange. Like the concept that you just put like 6 or 7 or sometimes even 8 random people in a house together without even like
sometimes 12. At my uni, there was a particular uni accommodation which wasn't one of the popular ones. 12 people to a flat.
That is insane.
With like a big shared kitchen, shared living room. 12 rooms. 12! I don't even know 12 people. What? How are you talking to...
I don't get that.
12!
12 is mad. 12
and there was
is
one
mad.
that was like run by the uni. You know how there's always like accommodation that is run by the uni. Often it's quite expensive. It books up really quick because it is quite nice often. Yeah. And they kicked out an entire flat of 9. Again, another big flat. 9 is quite a lot of people. They kicked out an entire flat of 9 people. I just did my little reflex then on my knee. I slapped my knee and my leg moved. They kicked out an entire flat of 9 for drugs. Like they found some drugs, and all 9 of them, including people who didn't even know this was going on. There were literally people like complaining, like, I have never touched drugs in my life. You're kicking me out because my flatmates have done some. Like, what is going on?
That is horrific.
Yeah, I think they then figured it out and undid it. But I think to begin with, it was like, yeah, you're all going until they worked out the situation. That was really weird, though.
That is really weird.
Why would you assume that, like...
I have a story about that as well. When I was in foundation, the people in my flat that I lived in, as in not where I was staying with my boyfriend at the time, but the flat I was in, they had been smoking weed. And yeah.
Not my good Christian ears hearing about
not
drugs.
The marijuana.
The devil's lettuce.
Spicy grass.
Oh no. I'm so hot. Oh my gosh, I'm like breaking into a sweat. This cup of tea is so hot. I've like downed half of it, but it's fresh out of the kettle, so I'm like boiling up. Sorry, carry on. Just gonna cool,
don't mind him, he's having a
cool
hot
down.
It's the menopause. He's going through the menopause over here.
The mere mention of drugs and I'm sweating up at the very thought of it. No, carry on. Go on.
Anyway, yeah, they'd been smoking weed. And I walked into so the girl who I then ended up living with didn't do drugs. She didn't do anything like that. It wasn't like her scene at all. She'd never really been exposed to it, I guess, at home.
Yeah.
Which is like often the case when you go to uni.
She was more of a heroin gal. You know, there's some people are more weed gals, some people are more cocaine gals. Exactly. Clearly more of a heroin one.
Clearly. Anyway, she came up to the flat that I was staying in and was like freaking out. She was like, Abby, they're doing this. I can
imagine that,
Like really, really upset. And I got on with her quite well. Like we obviously. And so I was like, right, I went into full on like protective mum mode almost and was
God.
like, right. Because again, we knew that it would affect all of it would affect all of us.
What happened there? Did you just like break? What?
I did. I'm so tired.
You said the right word though. You corrected yourself with the same
No,
word.
'cause
I've never
I said
seen anyone do that.
Effect rather than affect.
They sound the same to my innocent ears. They sound the same. You just corrected. You just went effect. Oh, sorry.
said it
Sorry, effect.
Said it wrong.
How dare you make
It's
such
not
a horrible
effect,
mistake?
It's affect.
Yes,
They're
well
two
done.
different
They are two
words.
different words. They sound the same. Carry on.
I don't even know if I used it in the correct way.
Yeah.
I just
to
anyway,
affect.
to affect
Or if
all of
something
us.
has
But
an
I
effect,
said
yeah.
exactly. But I said it's going to affect
My
all of
God.
us anyway. Oh my god! What the fuck is this episode?
No wonder we don't get any listeners.
Anyway, I knew it would affect all of us, so I went down there. Oh my god! When I say I've never experienced anger like it, and I've never kicked off.
From them? Anger from them?
No, from me.
From you?
From myself.
Oh, you unleashed
Oh,
the
I
beast.
unleashed the beast.
Wow.
I was.
I just
so-
want
and
to
it
reiterate,
wasn't
just pause,
even-
because I
Go
don't
on.
think the viewers are able to quite comprehend the beast. But when the beast the beast, it should be.
Our beast.
Yeah. I just thought of that.
I love it.
Yeah. I've seen it a few times in our like nearly 12 years of friendship or something like that.
Yeah.
It happens, and it is a sight to behold. There is a side. There's a side to all of us where that happens, but there is a side to Abby
And
particularly
it's not like.
that is so unlike the way you normally are.
Yes, yeah.
That's why it's shocking.
Yeah. And it's not like a angry as in being mean to people.
No, it's
and
always
going
done
like,
for the right reason.
It's like
It's done
a
for the
telling
right
off. It's
reason,
almost
yeah.
like a telling off angry. It's a if you breathe, I
Teacher
will
mode.
kill you kind of angry. Anyway, so the Beast came out,
Yes.
and again,
I
it
imagine like the Incredible Hulk. You're just like,
yeah. And it wasn't like a kind of angry. It was like it was quiet. You know when you just know that like
Ooh,
if you move,
the best
this
anger.
person is going to implode. And like I did the whole thing where, you know, like the teacher thing where they look at everyone in the room as they're telling them off. Like
God.
as I was giving this speech, I don't even know what I said. I literally can't fucking remember. I was just in such a rage. But I like looked at everyone in the room. Anyway, left, mic drop, walked out. Went
You
back
had
up.
a microphone.
Yeah, I did. You!
Megaphone. You walk in with full police gear, a hat and everything.
Yeah. So there were probably about like 5
Flashing
or
lights.
6. Yeah.
You are surrounded.
Do not move.
Come out with your hands.
Put your hands up.
The
Get
Beast
on the
is
floor
up.
with your hands on your head.
I don't know why you're American all of a sudden.
Put the gun on the ground. Anyway, there were probably about 5 or 6 of them.
Were they mid drug session?
They were all really high, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, and you could tell, like they'd had a lot.
Wow.
You could tell, and it stank. It absolutely stank the flat.
Yeah.
And I said to them, I was like, I don't give a shit what you do. You can do whatever you want. Just do not do it within these walls because then it affects the people who aren't doing it, and that's not fair. It was the kind of injustice of it, I think, that brought out the Beast.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual drug taking, because that doesn't bother me in the slightest. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't affect me.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's an important thing to say. It's
100%.
just when it's affecting other people who don't want to be
That's the
part
thing.
of it.
And I think it was because
yeah.
this girl had been, like, the girl in the flat as well, had been, I can't even put into words how distraught she was that this was happening.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's not
actually,
good.
it was on her behalf that I went down to a certain extent, because I was like, to me, it doesn't really matter. I'm not even there. Like, if I hadn't been told, I wouldn't have known. So it doesn't matter.
And she was the sort
But
of person
she was
not
so
to say
upset.
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was so upset. And she kind of came to me going, you'll tell them off, please tell them off. Like, I'm very good at that. People often do that. They
Yeah.
go, we want to tell these people to go away. Abby.
That's what happens when your mum
I'm
is a
like,
teacher.
hold my beer. Literally. Anyway, so then I went back up, and one of the guys who was in the flat, who wasn't actually in the flat, he was just there at the time, he didn't live there, came up to see me and was like, Abby, I just want to let you know that I didn't have anything to do with it. And I was just there, but you looked at me when you were shouting, and I thought, and I don't want you to think that I've done it. And I was literally stood there going, oh, it's all right, mate, don't worry. I just wanted to make sure that I got every single person in the room just in case. I was like, I wasn't there. I don't know who did it. So I just wanted to cover all my bases. And he was like, I'm so sorry.
Did you get out a little flip notebook? You know, you lick your thumb, turn the page, right, a little pencil behind the ear, right. I want you to start from the beginning. Who exactly provided
shining
you?
The light in his face.
Who provided you with this paraphernalia? I love that word.
Honestly. But I had to then go back downstairs to get like a pan or something. And so I
walked... What, to whack them on the head?
No, to cook your melon. Because obviously I was living in on a different floor.
Police violence, honestly, has got out of control.
So I went back in, and as I walked through the door, it was like you could hear a pin drop. They all went really quiet.
Damn. And did the drugs continue after that or not?
Not in the flat, no.
Well, there you go.
But that, you know, and then I'd never had to talk to them again about it. And like, you know, I was with them when they were doing it elsewhere. Like,
they probably didn't know that they were upsetting anyone.
This is the thing, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, it was but it went down in.
Sorry, why is your laptop suddenly playing a video of the sweeping Devonshire countryside? Jurassic Park. Sorry, Abby's MacBook has just started like playing
It's the new update screen
right.
thing. We're fine.
Okay.
It's all alright.
It just faded to like this lovely scene. And it's also counting in. Abby's MacBook
beats.
does this thing when we record a podcast.
3, 4, 2, 2, 3,
we use
4.
like a music software to record it. And it counts how long we've been recording the podcast in beats. So
we've currently been going
which of
for
course is really
626.4
I hope everyone's been clicking along to the.
You were very accurate.
Well, what can I say? I'm a musical genius. Everyone knows this about me.
Anyone who our tempo.
Anyone who listens to Musician versus Magician knows that I know my music.
Sure.
Anyway, this episode was not going to be about student accommodation drug busts. This was... Are you laughing at the word bust, really?
No, I was just laughing at that general statement.
Oh, right. I'm just funny. Okay, I thought you were being childish.
Boobies. Sorry.
It's not about drug busts. It is about what we've been up to
No, I was laughing
since
we've
last recorded. I feel like we owe them an explanation. We've not said hello to them still, and I'm resisting the urge to do an intro. We might do one at the end for some reason. But... where have we been? What have we been up to? What's happening? What happened to the podcast?
Right.
Externally, it just looks like we dropped off the face of the earth and couldn't be bothered to record.
Which is not the case at all.
It's your fault.
It is my fault, but it's also your fault. A little bit.
I don't see how it's my fault, but I'm interested to... I'll hear you out. Go on.
Okay.
How's it my fault? Start with that one.
So, because we are... I don't want to give too much away about like our personal lives, but because of the jobs that...
Why are you giving away? Why would you even need to?
Okay, we both work in some form.
Okay, so, right, you are outing me. Maybe that's being bleeped. I don't know if I want that.
This is what I just said.
I don't think that factors into it. I really don't. I think you're turning this on me. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You got another job.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, I got a acting gig in Stratford-upon-Avon, and this was in like June, like late June.
Why are you singing? June. Every time you say the months, you have to sing it. It's a terrible condition.
This was
Abby,
late.
When's your birthday?
May. It was late June, and we started in July, and then we finished. I hate this. You've set me up for this now.
September.
October. Has to be spooky.
Yeah.
Anyway. I've lost it now.
You've lost your marbles.
Shitting,
pull yourself together, woman. Come on.
Anyway. So I got a job, which kind of took me out for a whole month, and then got back home we had agreed to record, hadn't we? Pretty sure. And then I was home for like 4 days, and then I
Yeah.
got another job,
Yeah.
and had to then go back down.
You know what? Congratulations.
Thank you.
And just to explain for new listeners, when you say job,
I'm an actor, so I got
Acting job.
a stage show, which
so
was really cool.
it means you have to basically live where you're performing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move out completely.
Yeah.
Far away from me.
Yes,
So,
unfortunately.
you know what? Your success has taken away from the success of the podcast, effectively.
Shit.
So, congratulations on being successful, but also,
How dare you ruin
how
the
dare you
podcast.
be so successful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so when I did the first job, we agreed that we were going to carry on doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
online, which we did. We recorded like 2 episodes, I
We
reckon.
recorded 2 episodes over Zoom.
Yeah.
And those episodes, by the way, they are fully done, edited, etc. That was going to be the start of a new series of the podcast.
Yeah.
Those episodes are now on Patreon.
Yeah.
So you can listen to those episodes, the lost episodes, which I've
dun.
called #not Series 2. It's just 2 random episodes. In them, we talk about the start of a new series.
It's series 1.5.
We're like, yeah, we're going to do a load of episodes online. It's quite funny to listen to now with hindsight, because we're not going to do that.
No.
Those aren't for the public airwaves.
No.
But we catch up in that episode, because even when we record that,
it's
it's
been
been
a while.
ages since we've seen each
Yeah.
other. So it's now been even longer since
Yeah,
we've seen
it's
each
been
other.
a really long time.
You know what? It's good to see you.
It's good to
It's
see
good to
you
see you,
too.
mate. It's good to be back. I don't know why I've gone all cockney, but it's good to be back on the podcast.
Honestly, but it was weird because obviously when we were at uni and like kind of post uni, we had gone like months and months and months and
yeah.
months and months without seeing each other.
Ages,
Like
yeah.
year into like we've done that, and then obviously we were seeing each other like pretty much every week, every 2 weeks doing this.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it was back to like, oh shit, I've not seen Cavan in like 3
We've had
months.
so many different forms of like friendship.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like obviously met in school, saw each other every school day, often met up outside of school. So that was
Yeah.
like regular.
Yeah.
As young people, we saw each other
Yeah.
pretty much every day, I would say.
And then when I changed schools,
You moved
we
out
then
of schools, it was like
didn't see each other
yeah,
very
it was,
often at
yeah,
all.
you know, every few weeks, whatever,
Yeah.
we'd see each other outside of school at a weekend or whatever, just as things went. But we were still friends.
Mm.
And then it went even further than that, because you moved to university. I was
Yeah.
at university. We saw each other like once every few months.
Yeah.
It was like it got
Yeah.
further and further apart.
Literally.
And then when both of our uni lives came to an end,
Yes.
that's very
Good Lord.
dramatic. When our uni lives died,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, we live near each other again and we
Yeah.
can see each other.
Yeah.
Hence the podcast. Little rundown of our friendship.
Indeed.
But then we went back to the old ways.
We did.
When you were
Yeah.
a successful actor, which I'm very, proud of you for.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done on that.
But the thing is now, I hate you, having done the online episodes, we know that works now. So actually, if we needed to have like the odd episode that was online, because we're doing different things and in different parts of the bloody country and
Yeah,
whatever,
it works.
we know it works. So deal with it.
To be honest, it's probably a good thing that the second episode didn't go out. Do you remember what like 90% of that episode is about? Because it does not appeal to a wide audience.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, we did
talked about
we
Doctor
did
Who for a
whole
long time.
rambly episode
We
talking about
really
Doctor Who.
did.
So
oh my God, I'd forgotten about that. So
Yeah.
if you're a Doctor Who fan, go check out our Patreon because
Yeah.
you'll really enjoy it.
$4 a month, join, leave, get that episode plus another one. I tell you what, I've got a little quiz for you
Go on.
about the first episode that we did online.
Okay.
What update about my life, which I will reiterate here, what update about my life did I give you? Something that I'd done recently, I told you about. Obviously now it's not recent, but at the time it was exciting news, and I will share it with you here again because it's still exciting news. My life had like changed. Not my life had changed. I'd started to do something which I'd never done before. You're a bad friend if you don't remember, basically.
Running. No, you do that all the time. No, sorry, just give me a minute.
Not running, no.
Uh,
Running for president? What? What am I even saying? You can put me down as an independent candidate if you want. I'm not a US citizen, but,
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
To be fair, I'd probably be better than the options we've
honestly,
currently got.
like, yeah, like, can someone Can someone put me as an independent candidate? Just like, and is there like a blank space on American things? I know in the UK there's like a blank space at the bottom where if you just want to vote for someone random, you can write them in.
Really?
Yeah, have you ever seen that?
No.
You can just write literally like whoever you want.
Next time we have a vote, I'm going to write you.
Yeah. Yeah. Please don't. Please don't do that. I'm joking, obviously.
I'm just going to write #CavGuyB.
#CavGuyB. Is there anything with #CavGuyB on the internet, I wonder?
There must be.
There must be something.
If not, I will make it.
Right. Anyway, what did I started to do? Honestly, if you don't get this, if you don't get this, it's another strike.
Hang on, no, because I'm already on like 2, aren't I?
No, you're on 1. We're on 1 each.
Oh, okay.
You got 1 for.
This is not fair.
No, they carry over onto the new series.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The strikes carry on. And it's a serious issue. If you're a new listener, we have a strike system here on the pod. 3 strikes and you're off. Okay. And we're on 1 each. So,
but we made the joke.
Statistically speaking, we're a third of the way through the lifetime of this podcast, as it is.
Every episode, it would just be new hosts, and you'd have no fucking idea who they were.
Yeah, literally.
But they'd still introduce themselves as cav&abbie.
Yes, we just hire actors. We're sat in the corner with like an auto cue. We're just not allowed to be on the podcast.
Pause for laughter.
Yeah. No, a strike is harsh, but you'll have to have some sort of like forfeit. I don't know.
Good God.
This is upsetting.
I literally don't know. I won't lie to you. I've got no fucking clue.
I joined a gym.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that does not warrant that level of my life has changed. Oh my Lord.
It's a big life update.
It's
huge. It is huge.
It's absolutely not.
It's as huge as my muscles are going to be.
I did not know where that sentence was going.
What?
It's as huge as my muscles are going to be. I was like, that's not.
Because I'm in the gym because I'm bulking. It's bulk season. Fattening up for the winter. Like a squirrel. Yeah, I joined a gym. I think that's big news. I was thinking beforehand, what can I bring to the pod? What updates can I bring? The pod has been off the airwaves for ages. I need to come back with some big news that's going to shock the people. That's going to be something that they're going to want to, tell people about. Oh my God, have you listened to Purely Platonic Podcast? One of the hosts has joined a gym. Big news. Tell everyone. Joined a gym. It's a great gym.
Right, I'm just like to say, as co-host of this podcast, I'm vetoing that fucking strike because that was ridiculous.
No, you're not getting a strike. Good.
You're
not getting a strike. If anything, I deserve one. But you know what? We'll just call it even. It's fine. No strikes. No strikes all round. If you're keeping count at home, no strikes.
We need the tally board.
Oh, we need the tally board.
You've not mentioned Welsh John.
Welsh John, we're back. Welcome to Purely Platonic Podcast. Oh, now it feels like we're back. We're back in the swing of things. We are so back. Series 2, off to a flying start. I'm so glad to be here. It's been too long.
It has been
Welsh
too long.
John, shout out to you, buddy. You're not even listening.
I was going to say,
you've never even
really met me. I don't even think he's listened to the podcast ever.
He's a mythical creature, though. He's not actually like a man. He's just Welsh John. He's just
Welsh John.
Yeah, he doesn't really exist. We're not even really talking about him anymore. It's
we're not. It's just like
an entity.
It's like a god.
Yeah, literally. I love it. Anyway, how's your life changed, Abby? Give us some big news.
God.
Give the people something hefty right now. First thing that comes into your head.
Something hefty right now that comes into my head.
Yep.
Oh God!
I've brought my thing to the table.
I went
to
Wales.
You went to Wales, right? What did you do?
Wow! So it was Rollercoaster Rob's birthday.
Ah, yes.
And so we went to Wales, little group of us, and we went to Zip World. You would love Zip World.
Yes.
Honestly, it was incredible. We went to
Hannah's been. I've not been, but I should go.
One.
I should go. Is it the Welsh one?
There's loads. There's quite a few in Wales.
Oh, right.
So there's Betsy Coed, which we didn't do.
Okay.
And then it begins with 2 L's. Leftwell or something like that. I literally have no idea.
Welsh speakers in the comments are
They're
raging.
just crying. Yeah. But it was that one. And it was so good. It was in the caves, so it was like in the massive caverns. And
That's what you're gonna be seeing after I come out of the gym, a massive cavern.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna be like walking like this, like the Michelin Man. Second mention of the Michelin Man in this episode. I don't know if the first one even made it in.
Sponsored by.
Were we recording then? I
don't know. No, because I was talking about my flaps. I think we were recording because we never do the fucking intro. So where does this episode start?
I don't know. Is this all Patreon exclusive?
If we did an intro now, would this be null and void?
Yeah, I don't know.
We should just call it the backwards episode and do the intro at the outro.
Yes. Right. So what you?
Sorry.
Yes,
we went to
your flaps. No, you weren't.
To me flaps. Yeah, Zip World, and it was absolutely incredible. It was so good. Would recommend to anyone.
Did you?
Yeah, so we didn't do the big zip lines outside.
Right. Is that the one with the big zip line?
It's not the one where you lie down.
Right.
It's not like the biggest one ever.
Right.
It's the one where you sit down and there's like 3 that you do, but we didn't do that. We just did the ones in the caves, and it was so good. It's basically like an assault course, but in a cave. And when I say a cave, I mean like it's huge.
I've seen pictures. It's
like,
big, isn't it?
You look down and think, oh my god, if this one little thing that I'm attached to breaks, I'm dead. I'm gone.
Oh.
Like, it's that level.
Tasty.
Yeah, but it was brilliant. It was really, really good. And we went to Port Merion as well, where they filmed The Prisoner.
Nice.
It was just really, really good. We had a great time. Played D&D in a cabin in the woods. It was just like...
You played D&D in a cabin in the woods?
Yeah, because we had a cabin because there's 5 of us who went, and we had a little cabin in the woods.
Oh, nice.
And Roller Coaster Rob did a one-shot D&D for us, and it was ace. It was really, really good.
I know what that means. I'm down with the kids. A one-shot D&D. I know what that is. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should stop doing that.
Yeah, please.
For the audio listeners, I'm like throwing...
phone hands.
Not even gang signs. Just like, yeah, give me a call.
Call me.
I know what D&D is. Call me. Awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So, but
was that your summer holiday? Was that your...
Yeah, that's the only time I've been away, because I've literally been working the whole summer.
Well, I went away and worked.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
don't know why I keep going...
Oh, yes, you had your magic gig.
Yes.
I forgot about this. Okay, yes, tell us about it.
International rock star Cavern Booth playing a gig in Italy. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but you're not a rock star, though, are you? You're a magician.
Some would call me a magician. Some would argue international rock star, superstar, mega star. Right, so
anyway,
I don't know what I'm a bit hyper today. Can you tell?
I am off the fucking
Maybe
walls.
it's just because like we've not seen each other.
I can barely concentrate because my brain is going. It might be the coffee because it has about 3 scoops in, but like other than that, I'm like bazinga.
Yeah, so I flew to Italy.
We bring Zing back now.
Zing's got to come back. Yeah, I mean I don't want to bring back too many things because of like new listeners, but some things
Go listen to the old fucking episodes.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of episodes which I've been re-listening to, by the way. I know it's a bit weird to like listen to yourself. It is a bit weird, but
in fairness, like when they come out, I will listen to a bit and be like, "Oh, I forgot we talked about that."
Well, I've never listened to them. I listen to them while I edit them and make them, and then I post them and I don't listen to them again. So actually, for me, it's like the first time listening to them again since making them. And the reason I re-listen to them, I should say, is not just of my own free will. It's like I edited together a little compilation. You know the thing I put on the YouTube channel? Series 1 Best Bits. So I re-listened to all of the episodes in order to make that.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, you know what? It's a good time.
It is a good time.
Very good time.
It is a good time.
It took me blooming ages to edit, by the way. So go and watch it if you haven't. If you just want a recap of Series 1. Go watch that video. It's an hour. It's fun. There's good times to be had for everyone. But yeah, great listen. I enjoyed it. We're funny.
We are.
I laughed anyway. Maybe it's just us. Maybe the only
but
people
I have
find
been
this
reliably informed that I find myself the funniest person on the planet.
You find yourself funnier than you are, but that no, but that's not a bad thing. That makes you funnier because
oh, okay, that's good. Right, I'm gonna record that little bit as a snippet and send it to Rollercoaster Rob because he always says that I am my biggest fan.
We have quite different. Well, we have similar
I'm my
sense
favourite
of humour in that we make
apparently.
each other laugh.
We do,
but we have quite different sense of humour in that there are some jokes I make that you wouldn't make.
No.
And vice versa.
Yeah. But actually, I feel like we both do it where we laugh at ourselves. And then because we laugh at ourselves, we laugh at each other.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
100%. Anyway, I was talking about Italy.
Sorry, Italy.
I flew to Italy. I was hired by these people who were having this beautiful wedding in Italy. Literally, like, the most insanely incredible venue. Have you seen, like, videos, pictures
I've
and
seen
stuff?
little bits.
I put
not
on my
loads,
Instagram
I won't
story
lie.
a little video.
Yeah, I saw that one, I think.
It was literally like this castle on this Italian hillside overlooking the countryside.
Wow.
37 degrees C it was. Performing magic in that in a suit and tie.
Good Lord.
Oh, good God, that was hot. For Americans, I think that's like 99 Fahrenheit.
I am clueless.
I researched it because I was making a YouTube video about it and I wanted to put the Fahrenheit on screen. So I think it's 99 off the top of my head. Hot. Anyway, hot weather. For this guy. That's hot.
For this wee Brit.
who's been breaking into a sweat, drinking a cup of tea in a normal room.
That is so British.
That is so British, yeah.
Sweating, drinking my tea.
I know, the
Lord.
mere mention of drugs. But yeah, I went over, spent some time in Rome because I thought well, may as well make it into a holiday.
I love Rome.
So it was like, I'd say it was like 90% holiday.
Yeah.
And then for the few hours I was performing,
That's nice.
it was like,
Yeah.
it was just a fun little excursion just to this random
Pay the bills.
town. Yeah. It was really, really, really fun. Obviously, I stayed in Rome. You would think that the venue was near Rome. It wasn't. It was like a 3.5 hour journey outside of Rome. So that was like a full day to get there and get back. And it was lovely. Genuinely, really, really nice. Bit surreal. I was like, what am I doing? I kind of forgot I was in Italy. Because I was just like performing magic. So in my head I was like, oh, I'm in magic mode. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'd look around me and be like, oh my God, look at where I am. This is so
cool.
Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, it was really weird. It's the first time ever that I've had a second bag other than my hand luggage on a plane.
Oh, okay.
Because I've only ever been to like places in Europe on small little trips. I've never needed anything other than my hand luggage.
Oh, okay.
So I had priority boarding. My girlfriend did not.
Please tell me you left her behind. You went on before her.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Priority passengers, I get right up. Bye. See you in a minute. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I didn't. I waited with her, but I could have done. The queue was right there.
That would have
empty
been
empty. You know, there's little tape lanes. They like do the tape barriers.
Yes.
I was like, I could just stroll right onto the plane now, past all these suckers, but I'm not going to because I'm bigger than that. So there we go.
It's all that gymming you're doing.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that was my fun trip.
Nice. That sounds so cool. Would you do it again?
I would, but I think I would. I think I can say this on the pod. I think I would charge a little bit more money.
Yes.
I didn't really charge enough. I probably made a profit. I probably, at the worst, I broke even.
Right.
But it was a little more than I expected because I turned it into a holiday. I think if you subtracted the holiday element from it, then yes, I think I charged the right amount. But because I then turned it into a holiday with my partner, it then became a more expensive deal. And it's one of the first months ever. In fact, I think it is the first month ever where I have run out of money in my bank account.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I hit the overdraft
Oh,
for the first time. It was a bad feeling. It was on the bus where I found out, literally down to my last penny. I was like, this is a in the Manchester rain, getting on the bus, tapping my card. I'm sorry, sir, you don't have enough money to get on the bus.
A fucking
it was
low
like
point.
a few days ago.
A
few days ago, I was being flown out to perform at a wedding in Italy, doing my dream job, and now I'm soaking wet with shoes that are suede. I've stepped in a puddle. My shoes are
Why would you
filled
go
with
suede
water.
shoes in the rain?
In the rain. I was in suede shoes in the rain. I stepped in a puddle in the rain. My shoes were full of water. Yeah, my shoes.
Why would you do that?
They were the only shoes I had.
You melon.
So I was in soaking wet socks, pouring with rain, Wayne, and I ran out of money on the bus. Luckily,
really
the driver
sad.
let me on, so
that's
every
good.
cloud and so on. But the reason that I ran out of money was also not just because of an expensive holiday, but because I said maybe. I bought Oasis tickets.
Did you?
I bought
Right,
Oasis
okay.
tickets.
Can we just fucking backtrack? Because when you were like, life-changing events, going to the gym, and Oasis tickets,
I didn't
and you didn't choose that one.
I didn't remember until just now why.
How did you do it? Tell us the story, because I think you are actually the
What's
only
the
person.
story? Morning glory.
I think you are actually the only person I know of who has actually managed to get them. How long did it take you? What happened? Tell us everything. Go.
Well, I mean,
Wow,
right.
that was the best story I've ever heard.
Just trying to get my thoughts in order. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, 15 years ago, it was definitely a long time ago, band called Oasis, who are one of the best bands ever. I think I've said on the podcast, actually. I think I've raved about them on the podcast before, pre-reunion.
Yeah, I also think I've probably chatted shit about them too.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not my cup of tea, but I can totally appreciate the value of getting these fucking tickets.
Yeah, you can appreciate what they've done for that genre of music.
Oh, yes.
Right. So they have reunited, the Gallagher brothers, and it's very exciting. As someone who is a huge Oasis fan, as someone who owns a vinyl of Oasis and loves Oasis, it was a big moment.
Yeah.
I've been manifesting this for a long time, like
Okay.
Oasis reunion. I've been speaking about this years ago. And it's happened, finally. So
He's
I
like
was
the
like,
bloody Simpsons.
yeah,
He predicted it.
honestly, call me a fanboy, call me whatever. It happened. They reunited. I was like, I've got to get tickets. No matter how much they are, they're probably going to be expensive. I knew that in advance, but I did it. So I was up at 8:30, which
Yeah.
I should have been up earlier. The tickets would have been cheaper if I was up earlier, but whatever.
What time did they go on sale?
9.
Oh, okay. Oh, but there were loads of people in the queue already.
It was like 7 million people in the queue. That's how many people queued, according to some 7 million people in the queue. The
Right,
website
okay,
was
so- but-
insane.
but-
I got the ticket. So I started at 8:30.
Yeah.
I got the tickets at about 12:30. I was on the Ticketmaster
Okay.
website for that long, going
Okay.
through a pre-queue
In fairness,
to get
that's
onto
not
the site.
as long as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I got there in the end. There was a bit of a scare right at the end of the queue after I'd been queuing for all this time.
Yeah.
It was like, there's this many people in front of you. It was
Yeah,
counting
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Then it said 0 people in front of you. And it just stopped. And I was like, okay. I'm just looking at the Ticketmaster website at this point, like, what's going on? And then page changes
Yeah.
to a button that just says join the queue. And I'm like,
No.
I literally at this point, I'm shaking again just thinking about it. I'm sweating. And I'm not even drinking tea. I'm scared at this point. I'm like, so I click on join the queue because it's the only option I've got at this point. And it takes me straight to the tickets. I'm like, oh, don't scare me like that. Don't scare, because I had friends who were further along in the queue who had been kicked out straight to the back. They had got to the front, it had done the same thing, and they'd been kicked to the back, and it said, 500,000 people in front of you. And that's just for one date. So there's like 7 million people in total queuing across all the dates, but you had to pick a date to then queue for
that's
that date.
horrible. Oh my God.
And obviously these venues are only like 80,000, well I say only.
No, but
only
like-
80,000 people at each venue, but like
Oh,
500,000 people
no.
queuing for each one. It's mad.
Shit.
Luckily I got tickets, I bought them, but it cost me
How
dearly.
are you willing to say how much it set you back?
I mean, the information's out there if anyone. £350 is how much I spent, and I got one ticket just for me. I'm going on my own, but that's fine.
Wow. Could you have got to? Or did it literally say one?
I could, but no one else I knew was willing to pay that much.
I see what you mean. Yes,
You know?
got you.
Like, yeah, my girlfriend was there and was like, if they're 150, well, fine, I will go. But like, she's not the biggest Oasis fan. She knows a lot of the songs just because I played them a lot, and
But
she
it's one of
wasn't
those
willing
things.
to do.
Yeah,
She wasn't
yeah,
willing
yeah.
to do it that
Yeah.
much. Her sister, on the other hand, was. It turns out. So,
Oh no!
but I didn't know that because we were on like the group chat organizing this
yeah,
ticket
yeah.
thing, and Hannah's sister had been like, I will pay up to 200. That was the number we set because we were like, you need to say in advance how much you're willing to pay so that we can get the right amount of tickets. And one side bought the ticket and then said how much it was. She was like, you know what, I actually would have paid 350. And it was like, well, you should have said
that's
that.
such
Then.
a
You should have said
shame.
that because I would have got to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing them in Manchester. That was what I wanted to do from the start.
Ace.
Could have seen them in London, whatever.
No,
but
because you want to see them in Manchester, especially
Oasis
as a
in
Mancunian.
Manchester, yeah.
You don't want to pass up that opportunity.
No, so I didn't.
That's so cool though. Woo! Literally the only person.
I'm gonna get judged. I don't care.
I don't think you will. Why would you get judged for getting them or for going?
For both, I think.
Oh, I don't
for
think
spending
so.
that much money. I think I'm gonna get judged.
No, because when you were saying about like loving them and whatever, and saying about having the vinyl and whatever, in my head I was going, it's like me and Genesis, and I will get judged for this because they're a really old band. But me and my dad, when I was growing up, when I was little, Genesis is like one of my dad's favourite bands, and we used to listen to them constantly. And I used to call them Jessicas because I couldn't pronounce Genesis. So I'd be like,
cute.
Daddy, please, can you put Jessicas on? So like on my Spotify, I've got a playlist called Jessicas, which is all my Genesis music.
So cute.
And like, I friggin' love them. Like, they are amazing. So then when they did their last Domino tour, like, God, it was like 3 years ago. My dad got us tickets, and they were very expensive as well. Like probably about the same, if not slightly more.
Yeah.
And we got 2, and we went, and I've got pretty much every album that they did on vinyl.
Wow.
And like, they're great. I love them. But it's
name me a Genesis song. I'm not
that you would know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I must be honest. I'm not familiar at all.
Let me tell you what. Let me have a look on Spotify and see, because it's one of those things where when you know a band, you don't know what their most popular song is. I know that sounds really stupid, but like...
Yeah, 100%.
Let me
100%.
have a look.
See, Oasis is easy because everyone...
Invisible Touch.
Give me a bit of that. Like, sing it, I mean.
Oh, well, I'm going to play it. It's so good.
Got it, yeah.
So
okay,
Invisible Touch.
I do know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genesis emerged from Britain's prog rock scene in the early 90s... Oh, my God.
Learn how to read first.
1970s. Fronted by Peter Gabriel. And then...
Oh, Peter Gabriel.
He left.
Right,
Peter Gabriel left.
Right. He's from Genesis.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought, yeah.
And then Phil Collins was the drummer.
Yeah.
Then obviously doubled as the
Vocals,
vocalist.
Yeah.
In the early 1980s.
See, I love a bit of Phil. But
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with his Genesis work.
Yeah. So the Phil Collins Genesis is 80s, but the Peter Gabriel Genesis is 70s.
Right.
And I'm a bigger fan of the Phil Collins Genesis.
Yeah, I think I probably am as well.
I like
just
the
like
Peter
Phil
Gabriel
Collins
stuff,
in
but
general.
like, I love Phil Collins.
Yeah.
I just love him. And then obviously from that, he then went on his own and did all his own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's responsible for one of my favourite songs, actually.
Which one?
I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight.
Yes. Banging.
Banging tune.
But it was really nice
Banging
when we
tune.
went to the concert, because we went in Manchester as well. Obviously, Phil Collins is quite old now, and bless him, he could barely stand up. So he sat down for the whole thing, but it was...
Isn't he drumming, so that's fine?
No, his son was drumming.
Oh,
It was so nice.
That's good.
Because obviously he's too old now, like, to do
Yeah.
that. And, like, the singing...
You can't quite go...
Exactly, yeah. So it was his son, which I thought was really cute.
That's so cute.
I know. And, like, I've played some of the videos to Rob, and he was like, this sounds shit. And I'm like, if you don't like it, and if you don't know the music, then yes, it would just sound like an old man trying to relive his glory days. And it won't be amazing.
Means something to you.
But oh my God, we were like,
100%.
he sounds fucking brilliant.
I get it. Even if I'd listen to it and be like, whatever, it means something to you.
Exactly.
Like 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
So,
But I was putting these ticket prices, just to go back to
go on.
the cost of these ticket prices.
Yeah.
So I was having a lengthy discussion with people about this.
Yes.
And I am, as this is going to throw people, as well as being, there's a very small section of the middle of a Venn diagram between Oasis fans and Taylor Swift fans.
Yes.
Very few people are in both camps.
But Gavin is.
I'm a Swiftie, right? Self-proclaimed.
Yeah.
I've got in.
Thanks to your girlfriend.
My girlfriend. 100%. My girlfriend's always been a massive Swiftie pre this like super surge of
Yes,
popularity of Taylor
yes.
Swift. Obviously, she was always popular, but yeah, she's been a fan for a very, very long time. Got me into it. I'm now big into it. And I went to see Taylor Swift
Yes.
at Wembley, front standing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
8 people from the front. Literally a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. It was mega. It was
Yeah.
like
I do wish,
unbelievable.
I'm not even a Swiftie, and I do wish that I'd gone to see it. Not because of like the hype, but because everyone who I've spoken to who has commented on her athleticism of performance. How she just does not fucking stop.
I literally cannot put into words how impressive it is.
And that's what I wish I could have seen.
It's a
because
3-hour performance, and she's
Yeah.
doing it night after night, hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Not just singing, dancing, moving around, interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, she is I'll say it because I'm a huge fan. She is a better performer than she is a songwriter. I think some of her songs are a bit, they lose me a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of them are life-changing. I love them. They're in my favourite songs of all time.
And actually, I think I agree in a sense of that's what I would have wanted to go and see, because I'm not wildly interested in her songs, really. There are some, like you say, that I'm like, this is a bop, love it.
Yeah.
But a lot of them I'm like, this isn't my kind of music. And that there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to have seen her perform.
Oh my God. Incredible.
Like,
whereas I don't think Oasis are very good performers, but I think they are incredible as a band and everything that like a band should be. And they're the complete other end of the spectrum to Taylor Swift. Their show is going to... Can you even call it a show? It's a gig, right? Taylor Swift was a show. This will be a gig. That's the like huge difference. I know full well that the Gallagher brothers are just going to stand on stage in their coats and their bucket hats and just sing. They're not going to care about anything else.
No.
And it'll just be for the vibes and the music. But that's you pay for different things, So
Can I ask how much you paid for your Taylor Swift tickets?
I didn't. They were a gift. So I
would be very interested to know the comparison of
I reckon they
prices.
were pretty similar.
Similar?
Yeah, I reckon so. Pretty similar. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really have no idea.
But
if anyone wants to Google it, front standing at Wembley for Taylor Swift, how much was that? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea.
Google.
Yeah, have a little Google about that.
Google.
But yeah, what I was going to say is Hannah's sister was like, I would have paid $350. And I was putting it into context. I was like, how much would you have paid to see Taylor Swift? Like, what was your maximum?
Yes.
And of course, it was like 1,000 because they love Taylor Swift. They have done for their whole life. And so I was trying to explain to them why I felt okay spending that much money on the tickets. Because it was like, well, they're kind
It's
of
a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Once in a lifetime thing. I mean, they might break up before they do the show.
But I've said this. I've said this because I was like, someone else had said that to me, that they might break up before they do the show.
I don't think they will.
And I was like,
think they will.
If they won't break up before they do Manchester, because if they do, the entirety of Manchester will riot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that.
But also
I don't think that would go down very well if they broke up before
they
came to Manchester.
Right now, millions and millions of pounds are being dangled in front of them. They're not going to break up.
No.
Okay, they might not love each other as brothers, and that's fine. They had a bad fallout, whatever, and they've done solo careers for 15 years. But for millions and millions of pounds, will you stand on stage next to your brother and sing some of the greatest rock songs of all time? Yes, you will. You can do that. Anyone can do that.
Would you consider Oasis a rock band?
Well, I said rock loosely.
I wouldn't.
Indie rock, whatever.
I would not consider Oasis a rock band.
I'm using the word rock very lightly. You know what I mean? Indie
As a rock
bands,
fan, I'm like, I don't think Oasis is
they're not heavy metal. They're not, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Don't try and say that I don't know what genre Oasis are. How would you categorise them?
Yeah, indie punk, like punky. Well, not really punky, but they are
indie. Let's just leave it at indie.
Indie.
Right. Anyway.
Indie shit. What? I'm joking.
Should we leave it there?
Let's leave it. Let's.
Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to Purely Platonic Podcast. It is good to be here. We're back. Welcome to Series 2.
Season 2. Let's go.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you next time.
I am now going to cut the entire episode so that it starts with that intro and ends with us saying goodbye.
Do it.
5-second episode.
Oh, God.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.